You gonna turn the light off? You gonna leave it on?
What do you want?
I don't care. Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
I'm not gonna let the Facebook people.
Are you?
Yes.
Don't we have to actually start talking about something?
Well, yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, it's actually live.
And I heard that YouTube's really good. Like there's no delay. Like when they talk to you, it's real time.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I won't be bad at all.
Can't get our page to pop up.
Should you shared like before we went live?
I wrote a post about our name, okay? Which we're gonna read off the names and we're gonna pick one.
Yeah, I still think you should have said it before we went live. That way we would have had people in here and something to actually.
Okay, we'll just talk to each other.
But I feel really fucking stupid that there's not people in here.
So this is what a podcast is. You don't.
Well, that's different. That is live. I was prepared live. So.
Well, we can still talk like it's a regular podcast. It's just, yeah.
My brain don't think that way.
Anything.
I see the little red light button on, so I expect people in here to start talking.
But anyway, no matter what we use, you're gonna see a red light, even if it's not live.
Yeah, but then I know it's not live, and I don't have to worry about comments.
Don't worry about comments. Talk to me. That's what a podcast is.
But we didn't like pre-discuss anything, so. How about we end it and wait till people know that we're in here?
Nope.
Because this feels retarded.
Nope.
And I don't want to sit here in silence. People.
We're not going to sit and talk to me. That's what a podcast is for.
But I know you're supposed to have pre-discussed material to do a podcast. We have no material to talk about.
Sure we do.
No, we don't. That's something that you have to pre.
Hold on. I'm getting them in here. Chill.
Does that mean there's people in here?
There's people in here. There's two.
Oh.
What's up?
What's
I can't
up?
see you.
Can't even pronounce that.
Rajolano. Eric, hi.
What's up, Eric? How you doing?
Spread the word. Share. This one is going to be kind of introducing ourselves and talking about, we're going to name the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ramon. Oh, it's Ramon. Hi.
What's up?
We're in our stuff all the time.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. I'm pulling up the post.
What's up? How you doing, man?
Hi. How are you? Please share, guys. Share and like, and I don't know what else you can do on this. Can you hear us okay? The mic's way over. Is that better?
That's probably going to be better.
Is it better? I hope so.
Yeah, we're still new to all this
fancy
new
stuff.
shit. The fancy stuff.
We're not fancy.
It's a little intimidating
We're
for me.
virgins.
It's a little intimidating, to be honest.
Well, I mean, we've been doing it one way for over a year.
Yeah.
So this territory for us. Whoa.
Yeah, it's very new territory.
Yeah. We're doing good. Like I said,
we're doing
just
fantastic.
being virgins over here. Poking our dick into YouTube.
We're gonna do a very personalized little cast
My sister's
tonight.
calling me. What's he want? I'm not answering it. In here. What's up, Billy?
What up, Billy? How you doing?
So we did get some ideas for the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What are you drinking tonight?
Spider Energy drink citrus with Malibu rum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not for that. I am way too accident prone.
Okay, so we did get some name ideas for the podcast. Are you ready to hear this?
Sure.
So interesting. That's weird. I don't think I like that. Oh, you have the citrus one, huh?
Yeah.
I was totally expecting mimics.
Yeah, Eric, we definitely,
Yes.
it's like real time.
They're real time, yes.
apparently. So,
I put down like, you could pick the settings to where you get like quality video and slower comments, and I just picked the medium one because that's what they told me to do. So, which said we should get real-ish time comments and good-ish videos. So,
yeah.
So here are some name ideas we got for the podcast, which we might go live from Facebook and get like a final vote.
Shoot.
So first one is from Scott Paulson, and it's Haunted Flavors with Scoops of Mischief or the Murder Go Round, which is cool.
I like that.
I kind of like that.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Sherry
actually.
says the Witching Hour, Scoops of Mischief.
I like that too.
Sounds a little laggy. Like from our mouths or just in general? So Cindy Logan said double dipped scoops and naughty mischief. Eric said got a little dirt on my scoops.
No.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's dark. No.
I don't know why it looks better on Facebook the other day. Just in general. I wonder why. We got.
What's up, Clint? How you doing?
Hi. Big said shit with Scoops and Mischief.
Too close to my NFL one.
Yeah. Jonathan said the Haunting Hour. Thank you, Ramon. What's up, Josh?
How you doing? What up, Mark? How you doing?
Hi, guys. Jonathan Reed says the Haunting Hour with Scoops and Mischief or Getting Frisky with Scoops and Mischief.
It's interesting.
Larry Pierce said Crazy Madhouse of Mischief. Vincent said Misbehaving with Scoops and Mischief. David said 2 Scoops of Mischief. That's a good one. Jonathan Reed said Getting Social with Scoops of Mischief. Call it just the tip.
Oh my God. That is just dirty. It's so dirty.
Oh God. Kelly Wayne said, how about fuck me up the ass with an ice cream cone? I hope you don't hate me, but I'd watch that podcast in a hot. I feel like that's false advertising.
It definitely is.
Stu's idea was ice cream chip on the big screen.
That's kind of funny.
That's cute. Sherry said cartel time.
I like that.
Sherry said get lit.
I like that.
Down and dirty and call it double D's, and the logo can just be tits.
No, we can't do that.
Our podcast, because this will be a weekly podcast. We will have talk about
waffled for our pleasure. That's funny. That's funny. That was good.
Dishing it out with Scoop. Ice cream time. The clown get down. Clowning around with Scoops and Mischief. That's the after party show. That's the after midnight show.
The show you can't see.
No. Clown and dirty.
But I guess you wanna start on how we started on journey.
The clown thing or the podcast?
I don't know. I guess you wanted to talk about how we originally Scoops of Mischief. So
Scoops of Mischief. Well, a mommy and love the daddy clown very much. Just kidding. I slid into the DMs. His shoulders are.
It's still hurting pretty bad.
Hi, John. Yeah. So, well, how we started as clowns is we didn't start together.
No.
We started as separate clowns. I was a duo with my trouble, and we started at a haunted house together, and we worked together for a long time, 6 years, and we decided to try the Facebook thing because, there was a lot of clowns. There really wasn't a whole lot of clowns. Now Now, what we have now is a lot of clowns. What we had when I started was like Scoops was on and Moto. That was really it.
Big Relic.
There wasn't that many. I mean, like it was enough that I was seeing it on Facebook, but it wasn't like now where it's like, holy shit, you cannot turn a corner without running into a new one. But yeah, so that's how I started as a clown. Was through my haunted hand. I've been doing that for a long time, and then I jumped on here.
What?
Yes.
I was actually introduced into the haunt thing. I'm not gonna go really into detail on that one. But I was introduced to it, did a little bit of travel, a couple of weekends on a season, doing merch and doing a little bit of, learning how to do the whole haunt actor thing and watching us do it. And that's when I, met, briefly met OC Screech and some of those guys. And I decided after that first season that I loved it and I was going to continue with the character. So I started going live. I think my first live was November 30th of last year, of 2017. Went through and, met her. I'd been doing it for a little bit. And in December, I met Moto, and last December, I met Moto and Tyler. And by February, after we got together and I moved here, we ended up being asked to join Scurry Face full time. And so we've been with Tyler almost a year now that we were the first clowns that they picked up. Well, Moto helped. Well, you can't really say he was the first clown picked up because it was him and Tyler that created. So he's part of the creators. But as far as like the first like entertainers they picked up as a company, because Moto was part of the company from, right off of existence, we were the first ones that were picked up. And we've been with them ever since.
And then I messaged Scoops very platonically, might I add. I asked him because he makes graphics. So I was like, hey, you make cool graphics. Can you make me a graphic for the Trouble in Mischief? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then he decided he was going to call me. He had just got off like fast, like face was painted black. And I was like, oh, you don't want to see me? I'm not in makeup. And he's like, I don't care. I was like, okay. So we talked video for a long time, probably 5 hours or so. And then every day after that, we were on the phone. Our significant others would leave for work, and we would talk to each other on the phone all day. And then finally we were like, so we going to make this a thing, or are we just going to not thing? He was like, sure, let's make it a thing. And I was like, I'm going to pick you up on Tuesday. And this was on like a Thursday.
Yeah, because I was actually in Jacksonville, Florida, when she messaged me and told me that, asked me if she could come pick me up and if I wanted to move. And literally it was like Thursday. I saw on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I was going to be home Sunday, and she wanted to come pick me up Tuesday. So I literally packed up everything.
Thank you, Richard.
2 days.
Yep.
And jumped in the van with her and moved across country. Here and got to know each other a little bit better. Went right into our first live feed was actually from a hotel room on Valentine's Day in Alabama.
Yep.
So we did our.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley, how you doing, doll? So we did our first live feed. We got home and started getting to know each other real that both of us were kind of marketing and advertising geniuses on different levels. Because, she's really good at pretty much everywhere where I lack in the marketing and advertising world and vice versa. So the both of us together kind of made this massive marketing team, and we were like, are we gonna make a full blown run of this Scoops of Mischief thing? And we decided we were pushing shit tons of money into it, which we're not rich. We are poor as shit. and all the money that we made off of this, we would probably be doing a lot better. But just like any new business, you have to put money back into yourself. And we like, badass merch and badass content. And unfortunately, every bit of that costs a lot of money.
Thank you, Ashley. But yeah, we went on our first haunt tour in October. We went to, I don't know where that just went.
We're good, Ashley. You need to hit us sometime and let's chat.
We went to Woods of Terror in North Carolina. We went to Rock and Shock in Massachusetts.
Oh, well, let's talk about the haunt tour. Let's since we did the recap, let's talk about the absolute asinine shit that happened from our get-go.
Yeah. So it was 2 weeks before tour, and I think I was leaving a wedding, and I told Scoops, I was like, my van's kind of running a little weird, and he's like, oh, that's not good. Oh, we're supposed to leave in 2 weeks. And so I continued to drive it, and then a few days later, it would not reverse. It would not go out of the driveway. So I was like, fuck, well, we're still paying on it. I was still paying on it from my previous marriage. It was a van that my ex-husband had, his name on. So I asked that dealership if they would give me a different car, and they said no. And I was like, well, my name's not on it. So I gave that car back to my ex-husband. We went to Car Hop. I'm going to name drop the shitty car place. Got a car from Car Hop. Don't get a car from Car Hop. For the love of God. So we go to Car Hop. I asked Scoops. I was gone for like 8 some cars. They had me test drive a 2002 Town and Country, which I hated. And then they had me test drive. I can't remember. And then I test drove a Kia Sorento, I think it was. It was a big, like, sliding, big. And I liked that one. But it needed a new battery because you had to jump start it anytime you wanted to go. So I sat inside, and they're like, spring by this Trailblazer. And I'm like, okay, I'll test drive whatever. I don't care. As long as you guys get me a car today, I don't care. And so I'm sitting in there, and all of a sudden, I'm on the phone with Scoops, and I'm like talking, and all of a sudden you hear, I was like, from inside the building, I was like, what is that? It was the Trailblazer that went around front for me to test drive. I was like, I know I'm good. Hi, Chop Block TV.
Chop Block TV.
I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want that one. So I took the nice black Kia. I took it home. So we drove that around, and it was good. It was really good. For about 3 days. The 4th day, at a stoplight, and the light turns green, and we go, and the car's off. It's not working. I was like, what in the action is happening? A police officer drove up behind us, had to push us out of the way. My brakes were not working, so
that was some scary as shit. I almost
hit the gas pump. So we put gas in it, and then it works fine. So we're like, oh, the gas gauge must be off. So we fill it up. And about 2 days later, so if you don't know Car Hop has a 7-day warranty. So if you don't like your car within 7 days of having the car, you can return it. No questions asked. You will get your money back. All that stuff. You get your money back, or you can pick a new car. So day 5, we're driving down the interstate going 80 miles an hour with our 4-year-old twins in the back. and I feel like, you know, your steering wheel kind of rumbles when you drive. I felt it just go, like it stopped rumbling, and I was like, oh my god, it's doing it again. Like it literally just turned off. I hurried up and swerved us to the side of the road, almost got hit, got us stopped, and then the car just shit. It never turned on again. Mind you, this is now 4 days before we leave for tour. 4 days. And I'm like, I don't know if this tour is going to happen. So we had to tow. We had to pay to tow the car back to CarHop, which they would not reimburse me for. So I go in with my mom because my mom's a bitch. I'm a bitch too, but I'm a nice bitch. So I can't just be like, y'all telling me a piece of shit. I was like, so I took my mom with me, and CarHop was like, do you want to see what we have on our lot, and do you want a different car from us? And I was like, you know what? I've already been approved. Might as well try it. I might as well just test drive another car. So they bring up this black 2011 like Toyota. It was really nice from the outside, and I'm like, all right. So I get in the front seat, and my mom, my dad had just got there. So my dad was going to sit up front with me, and my mom was going to sit in the back. And my mom opened the back door to this car and get out. I was like, what? She's like, get out. And I turn around, and the whole back seat is just covered in water, blood. The whole back seat is like tinged red, orange, and so are the backs of the front seat, like in the ceiling and the floor. CarHop gets all their cars through auctions, so they don't know where they came from, how many accidents they've been, anything like that. So we get out, and I go tell the guy. I actually did get a little snotty with him, and I was like, he goes, oh, did you guys drive? No, it's absolutely disgusting. And he goes, what? And I said, go look in the back seat. And he opens the car door and immediately like shuts it and was like, yeah, I don't know. And my mom goes, was it in a flood? And he goes, no, we don't take any flood cars. And I'm like,
somebody got murdered.
Straight up murdered. So we look up some car places. We found another car place, and I sat there for a long. We test drove a few cars, and what I liked about the one that we ended up getting was all those cars on those lots come from the Honda dealership. So they're all like certified ins. They come from the dealership. So we do not have to worry about it being a shit. So, and the guy that had it before us put in like nice stereo, nice speakers. Nothing in there is stock speaker wise. So it ended up working. We got that car nights before we left. So and then we ended up leaving late because our merch was not done on time. So it took us a while to get on tour. We still did it for you guys though. Hello, Sunshine. How are you?
What's up, Sunshine?
But it was yeah, not a good time. So if you have to buy a car, please do not get it from CarHop because they don't give a shit about you. Oh, a little tidbit I CarHop. So when I turned in the old car, right, I had to pay the $80 to get it towed. It was a hootenanny, Gregory. I had to pay to get the broken van towed, which was $80, which we did not have because we literally were about to leave on tour. So the guy at the first CarHop tells me, "Oh yeah, how'd you pay?" I said, "With a card." And he goes, "Oh yeah, it'll be on your card in a couple of hours. Like, don't worry, it'll be right back onto your card." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So while we sat at the other car dealership all day, I'm sitting there waiting for this money to come in. And about 6 p.m., I call and I'm like, "Hey, where's my money?" And he goes, "Oh, it should have been there already." I said, "Do you have a manager I could talk to?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, but he's at the Omaha location." And I was like, "Okay." So I called the guy in the Omaha location and I'm like, hey, you know, the other guy from the first dealership said money would be sent to my card today. And he goes, oh, no, it's going to take 6 to 7 business days to get you a check. And I was like, well, bullshit, because we don't have a choice. Money has to be here today. Like, we leave in 2 days to go on a trip across the country. Like, I have to have a car today.
Yeah,
and they're like,
that was bad.
They're like, there's nothing we could do. The new dealership, the one that we like, was like, tell you what, if you can get a note from them saying that the money is coming to you, something that whatever says that the check is coming, and you get someone brings the check to us by whatever date, we'll go ahead and let you take the car. I was like, okay, so we had to drive to Omaha to the other car shop. We got a thing from them, and they're like, hey, do you want to test drive our cars? And I was like, sure, because I can't say no to anybody. So I said, sure. We drove a little car, and I had to put my foot on the floor to get it to go anywhere. So it was like, nope. So they gave me a Jeep, which I've had a Jeep before, and I hated it. We get in this Jeep, and I put it in reverse, and it goes, Koom. I was like, I look at my mom, I was like, did you hear that? She's like, what? And I'm back in reverse. It was like, Koom. I was like, nope, not even test driving it. I just gave me my fucking money. Did you at least get a shirt for all this stress? No, I did not. Yeah, it was
that was before we even left.
That was 2 days before tour. All this within a week of us leaving. Like when the first van or the second van broke. No, the first new van broke, the black van. It was full of spider. It had 20 cases of spider in the back. So when we had to pull off on the interstate, we had to call my dad, who has a truck, and I'm like, I'm going to come get us because there's 20 cases of energy drink in this car, and I'm not leaving it here. So it was bad. It was so bad. Don't say that we don't love you guys, because we do.
Yeah, so then we didn't leave like the night of tour. It was actually the night of my birthday.
Hello, Megan.
And we actually didn't leave until almost 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was bad. We were supposed to leave
at 3 hours behind schedule.
Yeah, we wanted at midnight. Because we were like, well, originally we wanted to leave at 4 a.m. And me and him looked at each other and we're like, why don't we just at midnight? Because we're not going to get any sleep anyway. Because at that point, we couldn't leave because the merge, because she said it wouldn't be done until midnight. So we're like, we're going to have to stay up until she's done at midnight, and then we're going to have to go home, and we're only going to get, 3 hours of sleep. So
yeah,
like, oh, we'll just leave as soon as she's done at midnight. We'll just, go do our grocery shopping really quick, and then we'll get on the road. She didn't get done until about 2-ish, and then we went to Walmart, did a very speedy shopping trip, and we had to stop back by the house, and then we were out. So we didn't get to Tyler's until like 8 10.
Which we had been up for a long ass time, because we were up the whole day before since 9 o'clock in the morning. So we were up for well over 24 hours. Well over 24 hours. And then we did my birthday feed.
Yeah.
And we actually didn't get to bed till 8 a.m. in the morning that night, because we went live from Scurry Face Studios. And it was my birthday, doing a birthday feed, drinking on top of being extremely tired. And we just crashed the fuck out. And then we ended up leaving late from Tyler's house because we over.
Yeah, we did.
So then there was then we were on our way to Woods of Terror in Greensboro, North Carolina. So on the way, she puts it into her phone, to reroute around Atlanta and to stay away from fucking Atlanta, because Atlanta
scares me. I don't like
which,
because when I went to get him, I had to drive through Atlanta, and ask him. I was this close to pulling over to the side of the road and being like, I'm not coming to get you. Fuck it. I'm not doing it.
I got you, Gregory.
So when we drove back,
So we were
second time.
trying to stay away from Atlanta. So she programs the phone to go around Atlanta. Nah, her phone decides to reprogram and don't tell us shit. That it doesn't say anything. It just reroutes you. It doesn't say shit. So we're going, and I was attention. I was on my phone, and Mischief's like, "Oh look, there's Six Flags." I'm like, "Six Flags?
Yeah,
We're in
he
Atlanta."
was so.
I was like, "Honey, this is Atlanta." She's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure. I lived in Georgia for 17 years. You're in fucking Atlanta."
Inside the whole time. I was like, because it was literally 6 p.m. on a weekday, on a Friday in Atlanta. So it was we sat in bumper traffic for
No, it was Thursday. It was a Thursday.
Was it a Thursday?
Yeah, it was a Thursday because we got there the day before.
So it was a Thursday night at 6 p.m. So like literally rush hour. Oh God, it was so bad.
Because remember, we didn't want to have to work on the night that we were driving.
Right. Yeah, I was like, this. God, it was bad. It was so bad. So bad. It was so busy. Like it was bumper to bumper, and
I don't even think we got into Greensboro that night until.
Oh God,
we were supposed to be there.
It was like midnight.
5 in the morning, and yeah, we didn't get there until like midnight. We had to call the hotel and be like, "Look, it's gonna be late. Is that cool? Please don't give our room away."
Why for it? I have money.
You know, so we get there and it was like midnight.
They're really cool. Actually, that was probably one of my favorite hotels that we stayed at. All of the friends were super nice. We came in as clowns multiple times and we weren't like being ushered to our room or anything. All of the front desk people were like, "You guys are cool."
Yeah,
we're like, "Thank you for accepting us."
Then there was when we were going to work on Saturday. Remember that bus of like tennis player teenagers
from Germany?
And they all wanted to take pictures.
Nemesis couldn't hear him, so he started walking towards them, and they all like as a cluster were like, like started walking, like running, and we're like, "No, I have wristbands for you." So they came back and talked to us for a minute. That was so weird. We were on our way out to the woods for that Saturday night, and they had just all pulled a bus, and we're like, they were terrified. They were like, "The fuck!"
It was still cool. We took pictures with a lot of them. So later that night, we get to the woods of Tara, and we're working, and I'm coming up on this little girl who's like absolutely terrified of me. I'm like full on snot running down her face, whole 9 yards. But she hauls ass right up underneath my side, and I went to turn real fast, and I went to kind of run after her. And my foot, it's like the old cinder blocks. They had these cinder blocks that had the 2 big holes in them. My foot went into one, and it took me right down, and my knee through the cinder block, fractured my kneecap, and like ripped the whole top end of the flesh, like clean off my knee. It was nasty. I mean, blood everywhere. I go in there, back there. Everybody's freaking out over it. We're trying to clean me up. We clean it up. I told the girl, I was like, "Just patch me up." So you might want to go to the hospital. I'm like, "Nah, just patch me up." So I patched it up, and I took my ass right back out there and worked it. And she was like, "Are you okay?" And I looked at my knee, and like the blood's already soaking through the stomach, like still like profusely bleeding. And she's like, "No, we gotta go to the doctor." I'm like, nope. Finish this night out, and I'm gonna run all the way through it. And it was nasty. That thing was just tore up the whole.
It was bad. It was so bad.
It was bad.
It was so bad.
But we got done, got through it, and then Sunday morning we got hit with some nasty shit. I'll let her tell you about this ding dong Massachusetts.
Oh yeah,
that we got screwed on.
Yeah, Greg said, "No hospital. You told someone to get the glue." Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that morning we leave Greensboro at like 6 in the morning. There was a Dunkin' Donuts right across the street, so we were at the Dunkin' Donuts, and we were literally walking out there. And the Airbnb that we had ordered or bought or whatever, or we're in the process of buying, he told us $250 for the week. Crazy, which is good. That's such a good deal. So we're walking out the door, and he says, "Oh, well, you didn't pay this morning, so I sold it out from underneath you." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, we're literally on our way to your home right now." And he goes, "Oh, well, if you're gonna pay me right now, then then we'll whatever." And I was like, "So you can pull it out from someone else?" Like, no, that's not how this is gonna work. So I saw a hotel online price line for what was it, 60 a night or 50 a night, something like that.
Yeah.
And I called that hotel because it wouldn't let me book it through the Priceline app for some reason. So I called that hotel and I was like, "We're not going to be there until tomorrow night," because we ended up stopping in Virginia. But I was like, "We won't be there till tomorrow night. Will you guys price this matches for me when we get to Massachusetts?" They're like, "Yeah, absolutely, no problem." And I'm like, "Hi, like awesome, fantastic people, great." So we get to this hotel the next day, and hey, I called yesterday, and I talked to a manager. I don't remember his name, but I talked to a manager, and he said you guys would price match my screenshot from yesterday. And the guy goes, "Well, how much is it?" I said, "It says $50 for a king size, room or whatever." And he goes, "No." I'm like, "No." He goes, "No, I talked to my, he goes, "I don't care who you talk to. I'm not doing it." I was like, "So what if I order it through the Priceline app right now?" He goes, "I'll deny it." I was like, "Okay, so at this point, we're pretty much stranded in Massachusetts." And so we got a hold of Crystal from the hotel, and she was like, "Check Hotwire." So we found a hotel for about 70 a night. So we ended up paying $500 for a week, which we were only planning on spending $250. And then we went to Rock and Shop, and it was $20 a day to park.
No, first it was Salem.
Oh,
Remember,
Salem.
you keep forgetting about Van Fangs.
Van Fangs was great. Except for the haunts. The haunts were terrible. But Van Fangs was great. The drive up there was fun. The drive home was awful. I can't see in the dark very well. And he has anxiety in the car, and I have anxiety in the car, so it's just not a good.
Yeah, it was bad.
But Rock and Shock, we had to pay $20 a day for parking, which we were not told that we would have to do.
Yeah. We'll know that we were going to have vendor parking.
Right, that we weren't going to have to pay for parking.
Yeah. And then we get there, and it's $20 a day.
Yeah. So $20 a day, and we already paid $300 for the table in the spot to vend. So we get there, we set up everything, and me and him were like, "We need another table," because it only came with one 8-foot table and 2 chairs. So I was like, "Well, I'll just rent one from the pub. They have tables for rent." That bitch was $135.
A table.
A table. So
One
I paid
table.
another $105 for a table. Weird. Gregory said where he's watching this on his TV.
Oh, sweet.
So that's another $180 that we weren't expecting to have to spend at Rock and Shop. We only made about $300 in merch all 3 days. So we got fucked. That put us very behind, very negative. We don't make it down to Gulf Shores with Tyler or Creepy Hollow Woods or home. Like, it wasn't looking
good. It was bad.
We barely get to Crystal's. We recouped for 4 days. I sold some wedding photography, got us in the okay again. Got us to Gulf, got us to Motos, got us to Creeps. I guess we need to backtrack. We went to Motos. Motos was good.
Motos was very good.
There's nothing crazy that happened at Motos. Thankfully.
Yeah, no. I mean, we made real
We ate
good.
at Buffalo Wild Wings like 3 times because he did anything.
Wouldn't see Venom.
We went and saw Venom because we were like, I know that we're low on money, but we need to de-stress somehow. So went and ate lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings, and then we went to Venom at the movies. And it was
his haunt
cheap
was a
because
blast. His haunt for a basically what do you call it?
DIY.
A DIY haunt.
Hi, Mark.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And they have some very, very talented actors out there. And we were with our whole Scurry Face family. There's a bunch of us, you know, me, her, Moto, Punky, Zach Black, Rotten Candy, Stitch, Tyler Cannon. I mean, there was a buttload of us.
Yes, Eric. We had a good time meeting you.
What's up, Mark Smith? How are you?
Everybody we met was fantastic. It was just, we were told it was going to be a like 8,000 to 10,000 people convention, and I would have said it was like maybe 2.
Oh no, I was told
gracious.
we were told it was going to be like 25,000 people.
It was going to be a lot, yeah. And there only ended up being like 2,000 or 3,000.
If that.
So it was like, okay, so, but everybody we met was super awesome.
Oh yeah, we made a lot of contacts and did a lot of networking.
And we met
that
Eric.
Was
Over, we met him. Oh yeah, we would always do it for our fans. No matter how hard of a spot it would put us in, we would still do it.
I mean, we're already booked. Our hot tour this next season is already booked.
But yeah, we went to Moto's. Moto's haunt was great. Yeah, I agree. Moto's haunt was great. It was fun. We went through it a couple times. Yeah. We got lost in the front maze. We got separated. Who we have in our group? Tyler. There was a cop.
Yeah, that cop was cool as shit.
Who else was in our group? There's two other people in our group. Who it was? A girl of some sort and somebody else. Hello, T Sunshine. But we got there's like a front part. It's completely dark, and it's how we got separated from the rest of our group.
Yeah,
and it was just us two going in like a square.
What's up, Sherry?
Hi, Sherry. We were just going around in like a square forever, and they were thing that like blows on your ear. And I was like, God. I know. Sorry. That's awesome. But we made it. We got through the haunted house. It was so good. Scoops proposed to me.
That was a big moment.
At Creepy Hollywood.
I did. You didn't know that shit was
my reaction was terrible, so I apologize to everybody who saw it live. Because I was like, really? Right now?
Kind of made me feel bad for a minute. I thought she was going to say no.
Oh, I would not have said no. You still want to see the proposal version 2? What? I think it was like a mixture of I was like bent over and it was just weird because you weren't like, I don't know. But it was, no, I wouldn't have said no.
I thought I did it in a cool way.
It was cool. No, it was, I think surprised that I was like, what? My brain was like, and that was the first thing that came out of my head. Because in your face, you're like, you hold it up, and I saw it in the camera, and I was like, really? Right now? Is this happening, or are you just showing it to me? Thank you. I kind of tried it out, and I didn't know if I would like it or not, but everyone seems to like it, so. Yeah, and then, not I fuck it up when I said that. When I hugged him, I did like the T-Rex hug. We hug all the time, and it's usually a very much like a like, but when I hugged him after the proposal, I was like, like my arms got stuck. I don't know what happened, but they were like down here, and you were like hugged around me, so I was like, I'm sorry. So in the video, like you just see me like, so it looked like I really didn't want to hug you. So I was like, yeah, it was emotional. Yeah, I thought about that as I was like painting it. I was like, fuck, I should have switched those over. You're Newton, welcome. I'm Mischief.
I'm Scoops.
And we're horror themed entertainers, usually based off Facebook. We're with Scurry Face Media Group and the Clown Cartel. We do everything back to haunted houses, interview bands, host heavy metal hard rock shows, and we do live videos on Facebook 3 to 4 times a week to entertain our 22,000+ fans. So we're Love Muffins.
Oh, it's Kenneth Lee. He lied.
You lying ass beach.
You made it do the spiel.
I did. Thank you. But yeah, I know people be sneaky on YouTube. We can't tell. I don't. But yeah, so engagement happened. Both of our parents called us and were like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell us?" And we're like, "We didn't know. I didn't know. I had no idea."
I didn't tell anybody. Something that I came up with. Actually, one person knew, and I told her the day before that I did it. Because we were there Friday and Saturday. The one person I told on Friday night that I was going to do it the next day. So the only person that I told was Rotten Candy. She's the only one that actually about it.
Which I was telling him is really funny because like when we got there Saturday and she got there, she was kind of like being weird. And I was like, I don't know. I was standing there and she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Nothing." I was like, "Okay." And then she's like, "So, when are you and Scoops going to get married?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Whenever he asks, I guess." And she was like, "Oh, cool." And she just like walked away. I was like, "Okay, bye."
So yeah, Creepy Hollow was cool. And then we get on the road to Houston, Texas. The ride through was god awful because we ended up running into this like
We went back to Atlanta.
massive ass store. No, we didn't.
We went back to Atlanta.
That was going down the modes. We're now leaving Creepy Hollow, dear. Atlanta's nowhere near going to Houston, Texas. Get your brain on track. So we're leaving.
Maps are hard.
We're leaving Creepy Hollow and going to Houston, Texas. We're going across the Gulf, Mississippi, and all that. We ride the whole thing with a terrible storm. I mean, it was not. Why is it playing the same song again?
I don't know.
Anyway, we were going across. It was like spitting out tornadoes and all kinds of shit.
Yes, we still have the mystery boxes.
Yes, they're still going on. So if you want one, contact us.
Yes, we will be back at Creepy Hollow next year as well.
Yes.
But yeah, we got to Creeps'. Once we got to Creeps', it was fine. Like, and it was really funny. Like, we got to Creeps' house. I was like, "Here's my keys. I am not driving in Texas." And he's like, "Ha!" I was like, "No, seriously, I'm not driving in Texas. You can drive to the haunt." Okay. I'm like, "I'm tired of driving."
What's up, Chris?
So we went to Creepston Hughes Fest. That's what I want. Creepston Hughes Fest. Went to Houston Scream Fest. Sweet, Greg. But yeah, we went to Creepston. It was fun. I got to play with some of their expensive toys, and we are getting one of them. But ours will be a clown instead of a mental patient. If you guys saw the highlights video from this morning, there is some footage of me using her.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Kayla? How you doing, doll?
And I can't tell you how many, just did not want to come near me because she looks real, for one.
Yeah.
And the way it works is her legs wrap around your waist, and then your hand goes up into her stomach and like this. So her head's here, and then her body just hangs on you. So and there's a hand on your jacket, so it looks like your hand is like this, like away from her. So you control every movement, head, all that stuff. So like people would come towards me, and they'd walk behind me, and I'd turn her head backwards, so they'd look at them, and they're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, the puppet was awesome.
So we are probably gonna get one. Greg, I just posted the highlight video today on the Sweet page. But yeah, so we are going to get one of those, but it's going to be a clown, and it is going to be custom for us. So it's going to cost us a chunk of money.
Yeah, we did 3 days at Houston Scream Fest, so it was pretty badass. That place is huge.
Yep.
They pretty
True.
impressive setup.
We went through that haunted house as well.
Yep.
Which I couldn't look at like the first quarter of it because I have photosensitive epilepsy, and the whole first like quarter was strobe light after strobe light after strobe light after strobe light after strobe light. There's videos of people running from me too. There's some videos. There wasn't as much of me as there was of Scoops, but that's okay. Photosynthesis. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Photosensitive.
So we did that. We had a lot of fun. We hung out with Loco and Hatchet and Lucy and we met some other new friends and had a good time. And Eustace definitely had a good time, and we left there. And the last stop of the tour was hanging out with Raven Black on their tour with Devil Driver and Ginger, and that was a blast. We had a lot of fun.
We stayed in the fanciest hotel we've ever stayed at.
Yeah, that was a nice ass hotel.
We ended up getting Priceline and Hotwire have been our best friends, especially on tour. So we got a king room for $60. When you book through Priceline, the people that put in your reservation get to pick what room you get. And every time we went through Priceline, we got a king size bed because we did it with Holiday Inn too.
Yeah.
So we got a king size bed, and we hadn't slept much because we didn't get done at Creeps' Haunt until like 2 a.m. We got back to the house and we had to get up and leave by 4:30. So we did not get much sleep.
No.
And so by the time we got to Oklahoma, we only had about an hour-ish before, and like 2 hours before we had to go be with Raven. So I hit the bed. I took a nap. I took an hour nap because I was like, I can't function.
I showered.
I was like, I need a nap. So
I did the smelling good was more important than sleep.
Yeah. I was like, I need a nap. So I took a nap. He took a shower. Oh yeah. The reason why this hotel is we check in, right? They're like, here's your king size room. We're like, sweet. They're like, you want some cookies? And we're like, what? And she pulls out, she has a warmer drawer like in her desk, and she opens it and pulls out 2 warm cookies in bags. And she's like, here you go. We're like, why did we stay at DoubleTree this whole time?
Yeah, no shit.
I was like, what? And then even when we checked out, actually we left in our costumes to go see Raven Black, and they gave us more cookies. And then when we checked out to leave, they gave us cookies that time too. And we're like,
actually, I kind of wish we would have just stayed in Oklahoma for a few days and stayed there, but we didn't really have the cash to.
If we did, would have stayed. Also, side note, we also tried Jack in the Box while we were where that was at Creeps, wasn't it? No, that was Raven
Oklahoma.
Black. We tried Jack in the Box, and it was good. It was so good. And it took us a minute to get back to the hotel, and it was kind of cold, but it was still good. We're like, yes.
I don't even really remember it because I was so damn tired.
Oh,
I didn't even
remember
finish eating it, and I was like,
it was so good. They were so good. Yeah, we both were like, we're starving because Raven Black didn't get done until about midnight, and I'm like, what the hell is
we
even
didn't even
open?
leave there until like 1:30.
Yeah, we're like, what is even open right now? And it was Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, or McDonald's, which he cannot have Taco Bell or McDonald's. He's like, we could try Jack in the Box, and I was okay, and it was good. It wasn't very greasy at all.
Yeah, it didn't really mess me up.
It was very good. We will be trying to make that a thing. Another thing we do when we go to Oklahoma is we always go to Browns, at least once.
And well, see, that show was actually quite a big show for me because that was first show in Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma. So where that show was literally 10 minutes away from the city I was born in. And I hadn't been back home in 17, 18 years. So that was the first time. It's actually kind of funny because we were at the show. I seen like 3 people there that I went to school with. And of course, they don't know who the hell I am. I didn't say shit. I didn't say a fucking word. I didn't tell them I knew them. I should have fucked with them, but I didn't. I just let it go. But it was cool. It was cool. I look forward to.
Raven Black they are the most humble band that I've ever seen. They were out there pretty much the whole time. Like once they were in makeup, like they were out there. At least Raven was. The boys came out, but Raven was out there the whole time. She went back there, when it was about time to go. But as soon as they got off stage, they're signing anything that a fan pushed their way. They made sure that everybody signed it. They took pictures. They signed everything. And they were the only band to do that, unfortunately. The other two bands that were on tour with them, we didn't see them come out. Not one time.
No,
we were backstage and we didn't even run into them. So it was kind of sad to see two major bands that did not go out and meet and greet their fans in a bar setting, nonetheless. But bar settings are usually pretty intimate. Like that's why people want to go to the bar scenes, is because usually the band will come out and have some drinks, hang out, But like the minute that Devil Driver was off stage, lights came on and everyone was gone. Nobody came out. Like some fans did hang around, kind of see if they were going to come out, and they never did. Even their merch people were like gone.
Yeah.
We were like, Raven Black stayed there for another probably hour, just talking to fans and hanging out, cleaning up. I was like, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But we then we went home and we slept for 3 days. Yeah. Your cat won't stop licking your face.
Yeah, that tour was awesome. That was good. We've actually spent the last 2 months really gearing up for next year. We have a lot of shows coming up we're pretty much touring the entire year, except for next November, December. But the Haunt Tour is scheduled and done. We're doing a surprise tour in the spring, but we can't talk about it yet.
Yep.
Hopefully,
November and December will always be kind of our wind down. Like we're gonna
get ready for the next year.
Take a break. We'll do our charity stream. I think we've decided that we are doing Scares That Care every New Year's Eve. So
every year,
November, December, and probably the first part of January will always be our recoup
and charity,
kind of chill and charity.
So this year we got stuff in January, we got stuff in February, April. We're touring. We don't really have anything right now we do May and June. We got stuff. We don't really have anything right now set for July, August, or September yet. But I'm sure we will end up probably having something come up. Probably is most likely what you're going to see us at. I would like to do some more local stuff. I would like to hopefully do Camp Fear, the whole movie thing in July.
Will we still be doing live shows while we're on tour? Yes. We actually, I think we did more live streams while we're on tour.
Yeah, that's normally, we're on more there.
Because we get bored. And we're literally with each other like 24/7. So when we're driving in a car, for most of our drives were 13 hours, you get kind of bored talking to each other. We love each other very much, but you run out of things to kind of talk about after 13 hours straight in the car. So we usually go live a couple times while we're driving, just to kind of like refresh us and be like, talk about, we go on stream, we talk to you guys, and then to talk about for a little while. So we go live a little bit more on tour than we do now. We go live just whenever.
Yeah.
That's why we got our travel dollies, so we can go live with these guys in the window.
Her hair is crazy.
Her hair is crazy. My daughter ripped it out. I'm really sad. That's why this side doesn't have a flaming side. She mutilated her. But these are for sale. the girl that makes them for us, is selling them. So yeah, well, we use Cricket, so we have pretty much everywhere we go.
Yeah,
So,
we have unlimited data.
So we don't have that issue.
No, not at all. So yeah, we got stuff coming up this next year. I guess we're gonna hang out and do. If y'all have any questions, anything you'd like to ask, I guess we're gonna do that question. We'll do a little Q, maybe 15 minutes.
And then we might do a short live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So this will become a podcast, which means we will have a specific topic to talk about. We'll talk about that topic for around 45 minutes. You guys can talk while we're talking about that topic to help the conversation. But at the 45-minute mark, then we'll do a Q&A. You can ask anything. You don't have to ask anything like about that particular subject. You can ask whatever you want. But
what's our most memorable scare? I know mine. I know mine. Mine, I literally made a girl shit herself. She'll tell you. She'll back me up. I made her straight up shit her pants. And she was wearing like tight ass like leggings that were like cream colored. So you can see like the brown and everything like running down her legs, and it was nasty. Like I straight up made her shit herself.
So mine was, I've been doing this a long time. So there's always like one every year. My one this year was one that I'd never gotten before, and it was weird. Me and another clown, I had been terrorizing this girl headphones in with her boyfriend sitting next to her, and I like made him move. So I'm sitting on the like, it's a bench table. So she was sitting on the bench part and I was sitting on the table part, like next to her. And I'm just looking at her, and the other clown goes on the other side, and we start staring at her, and we're like this close to her face, and all of a sudden you just see like tears, just like as like I had just inhaled to like scare her. I was like, and she was like tear. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I'm like, I'm just gonna go now. She was terrified. She just was like silently crying. I was like, are you okay? Why are you so sad? Or this one kid who thought his hands on me was funny. That wasn't terror. I was standing with my back to this kid, which I thought it was Scoops at first because we wear these vest jackets. And Scoops had been coming up to me all night and like taking his hands in the back of my jacket and like pulling on it. So I was facing away from this kid, and this kid grabs me like that, like just like he did. So I thought it was him. So I really wasn't like pissed about it at first. So I like turn around, and it's this black kid, and he just like, I was like, the fuck? So I start chasing him, and he's like, stop, chill. And I was like, you know what they say, right? You know what the rules say, right? And he goes, no. And I said, I can't touch you, but if you touch me, then you're fair game. And he was like, really? Like, yep. He was like, he like ran. I caught up with him later. He was hiding behind his mom. I popped up in his face, and I was like, what's, he goes, get away from me. And I was like, do you want me to tell your mom how you put your hands on girls? And he's like, no. And his mom's like, do I need to whoop your ass? I was like, you do.
And I walked up.
I was like, I want to see it.
I think that's when I walked up.
Yep.
What's up, Axel?
I haven't been on the PS4 lately, but I will. I have to go on and accept everybody. So
I haven't been on in a long time. I'm actually starting to have game withdrawals because I haven't played in a long ass time.
Yeah.
I haven't had the time.
No, not really. Scoops, where'd you get the Captain Spaulding patch on your vest? At Rocket Shop. It was on. They were selling stickers and patches. Sweet. I think that is on my list. So, okay, guys, I think we're gonna hop over to Facebook for a minute. So if you guys want to follow us over, you can. Have any suggestions for topics for the podcast? Send them to the Scoops Initiative page, and there's a thread on there for the name. If you want to help name the podcast, there's that as well. But for now, we will see you next time. Bye.